If you're a writer, then Violet Evergarden is a must-watch. It's hard to connect with the emotionless Violet, and stunningly beautiful series from KyoAni engender empathy with someone painfully cold, distant, and emotionally stunted. I cried so hard after that episode that it gave me a headache. Sick freak who really enjoys it when shows make me cry, that allows to move past simply understanding the plot and really connect with it emotionally. I'm enjoying cute girls so much. Ultimately, what really matters most when it comes to art. Struggling to connect with your peers and of trying your hardest to accomplish something that everyone else thinks is crazy and impossible, it's a very relatable story despite its fantastical elements. Being about a badass teenage super soldier with steampunk robot arms and a fancy Victorian dress, mostly disconnected, emotionally charged short stories can only work if we're given a lot of time to get to know the characters. Glowing reviews made it one of the top-rated series on my anime list months before its release. The vast, unfathomable anguish she's feeling is able to strangle herself with her own hands, aided by stellar animation and beautiful orchestrated music, and hit us right where it hurts. And if you use the promo code BASEMENT when you check out, you can get 600 yen off one of the light novels, making the deal even sweeter.
Hey, look at that! It's another one of those people who think good writing is all about causing a reaction out of the viewer. I mean, a show that doesn't make you feel the feels you felt deep in your feels can only be badly written.
All of these feelings are meant to reflect the feelings.
It's only the well-written ones that manage to cause an emotional reaction, such as Alt Noah Zero from some time ago when everybody lost their minds over the mid-season finale. So what if it was trolling, since what followed it had nothing remotely good about it? It managed to cause an uproar, and that points out how well written it was.
Absolute garbage. Her hair should be blue, but it's purple.
That's how you make a good anime. It's all about managing to make everyone talk about submitting drama than the themes or the plot. That's exactly what happened with ReZero and made it so famous. It wasn't the time reset gimmicks, facing consequences and being part of a fatalistic plot. It was the waifu wars regarding which one's the best girl.
You make me proud.
Once again, it is proven that the only thing most otakus care for in a show is to watch crazy pink-haired girls with horns in a hormonal teenage drama while disregarding everything else. And there is nothing new in that. This guy says he was in a relationship with an emotionally manipulating bitch. Because of that, he found the protagonist of Future Diary very relatable because he was going through a very similar situation. What do the commenters have to say about that? If it doesn't provoke emotion, then it's not well made. Future Diary helps people to unearth internal problems thanks to Yuno, the best anime girl around. And what did you know? She's also a crazy girl with pink hair who for some reason is obsessed with a boring main character. It's almost as if there is some sort of wish fulfillment going on here, which is what makes all these weebs to care about crazy pink hair girls than anything else. I wonder what that would be.
This is not proper behavior of a grown man.
That ass. Damn.
And I wonder how these people would react when they no longer get the drug they need to deal with their crippling depression. They might become violent and wish to harm people, including the ones who give them the drugs.
I found this Reddit topic where somebody was asking why do people hate the pet girl of Sakurasu, a light novel adaptation of some rom-com where a teenage boy who is very average in everything falls in love with an autistic bimbo. When I made a review about this show, there was a chick which went apeshit, saying that I was wrong to expect to see sex in what is technically a porn premise. I mean, why wouldn't a normal teenage boy, which will of course have unstoppable sex drive, wouldn't want to have sex with a girl who's living with him in the same house and there are no adults around to supervise him? On top of that, the chick is autistic. She wouldn't be able to tell anyone about it, and even if she did, nobody would believe her, because she's autistic. So why shouldn't I expect to see sex from a show where a normal teenage boy is constantly being robbed on by a naked chick in the same house? Gee, I don't know, isn't that like a normal thing to see? Let's check the replies and see if I was right all along. This one says it's because every unpopular opinion on Reddit is challenged, which is a bullshit, because 2 years ago this show was very hyped, everybody was calling it a masterpiece, I was the only one shitting on it, and 2 years later now everybody's agreeing with me, so that wasn't the reason. This one said it's because they are jaded, miserable people who do not know how to enjoy themselves. Said the miserable, jaded fanboy who doesn't know how to enjoy his life and tries to escape reality by watching anime. That's not the reason. This one says because the romance didn't go anywhere. Yeah, because so many anime romances go somewhere. Anime romances are not about a romance, yet people watch them anyways, so that is not the reason. The protagonist is generic and bland with nothing special about him. So he is in most shows, this is not why people hate it though. The main girl has nothing special about her besides being autistic. So what? Most harem bimbos are one note, and the plebs love it this way, so nope, not the reason. It's an average, over-the-top drama, the likes of which comes almost every season and gets forgotten immediately afterwards. Okay, this is what makes it being easily forgettable, not hated. Not the reason. And here comes the truth! What happens afterwards in the light novels is a piece of shit! The story ends with our two lovebirds splitting up because they suddenly find out that they no longer love each other. Meaning people hate it because an established relationship, something very rare, is terminated without ever getting any sex. Exactly what I mentioned in my review! Up yours, hater! I was right all along!
Anybody who makes dumb anime videos on YouTube knows who that anime snob is, critiquing modern anime based on his warped perception of what a good anime is, something that he never justifies. He never had anything positive to say about anything. His idea of a good story is not something emotional because being emotional makes you an emotional fag. When realistically, the more a movie makes you feel, the more emotional investment you have in it, which would usually apply a level of quality. Feels like Snub doesn't even watch anything he critiques. He's still left in the past while others are still moving forward. The characters aren't relatable because Snub doesn't try to relate to them. He just sits in his ivory tower saying whatever nonsense comes to him because he has to make that one video a day deadline. He'll rant and rave about themes and good writing and forced drama, but he knows nothing about them, even when slapped in the face with them. I've watched Snub since I started watching anime, and he hasn't evolved in the slightest. I wish he'd grow up.
How to make a good story. Just hope that it could help any aspiring writer out there who just don't know how to get about to do things. There is no right or wrong way to write a story. Everything is okay. Now we're gonna dive into the actual concept of a good story. Chronicity and the 8 Seals. Something that I'm extremely proud of and how great I think it is. I didn't mean to make this video come off as braggy or anything like that. The anime we attempted to make, that's fine too. No matter what the reception was for it, it doesn't take anything away from the book that I wrote. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to like it. If not, then that's fine too. Part of being humane is having a lot of flaws. What makes it so good? Different topic, different video. World building, character development, narration. I never had to deal with that because there's no wrong or right way to do things. Find your own style. I love short sentences because they're like 1-2 punches. They deliver quickly and you move on to something else. Write your story in a bullet point format. She laughed. That's positive. I cried. That's negative. That's all you need. I don't want this to come off as a shameless plug, but there's a link in the description if you want to buy the book. It is a paper fetish.
I found someone who defends bad writing. I want you to learn from this, so you will never do it in the future and come off as complete idiots like he did. He talks about plot armor, but it can't be about anything that people often call bad writing. His reasoning is, in fiction, everything is scripted, therefore the characters don't have free will, because the writer decided to make them act the way they do. Therefore, there is no plot armor. If you understood his logic, congratulations! You are a relativist and a complete idiot. Yes, everything in fiction is fictional, but well-done fiction, according to your tastes, pulls you in. It doesn't break the immersion by constantly making you think you are watching something fake, When you like what you see, it never crosses your mind that it's fake or that you are laughing or crying or thinking or whatever over something that is fictional. Even in cases where you consciously know something is fictional, it doesn't mean you have to like it no matter what it is. There has to be some sort of internal logic that a story is following. The characters follow a line of thought. The atmosphere has a certain tone. You cannot overlook all that and just say it's fictional because they don't have free will because the author tells them what to do. A good author follows the internal logic, the line of thought, and the tone he established. You don't see him or hear him giving commands because he is well hidden. If he doesn't do that, he's not a good author. So when this complete idiot says you can't call plot armor, or whatever other term he could have used, something that is fictional, he's basically saying don't use your critical thinking, don't have standards, don't give a shit. Consume product and be excited for next products, because it's all fake anyways. It doesn't have to make sense, you just have to like it. You mindless consumer! This is yet another attempt to destroy the notion of objectivity. Complete idiots like this one here, who have SAO as their favorite show and defend it to the death. Just look at his nickname. They don't shut up about how there is no such thing as good writing, and how the only thing that matters is a funny waifu or a relatable main character. It doesn't need to make sense, it doesn't need to be well written, it doesn't need to have standards, because it's just a piece of paper. Just keep in mind what happened to the freakazoid who said that infamous quote. Say it enough times and you'll end up like Digibro. Believe it and you will ruin every lovable franchise there is by destroying its canon, since it doesn't matter, it's all fake anyways. Live by it and civilization will collapse. Genders don't exist, everything is racist, you can be whatever you imagine you are. There will be no foundations or sense of quality for telling left from right. Don't believe these people, don't be vapid consumers, have standards. And watch Retro, because that's where you'll find the cream of the crop, not in some seasonal bullshit that will be forgotten as soon as it's over.
To Your Eternity has a very unique premise and one of the most captivating plots I've ever experienced. There's only been 5 episodes, not to mention its first episode was one of the best first episodes in anime history. There's still plenty of time for this anime to get bad. I'm definitely jumping the gun by calling it Anime of the Year, but I don't give a fuck. It's a bit early to be calling anything Anime of the Year. The best indicator of a good anime are the emotions felt by the person watching it. This first episode made me cry is a testament to the quality of the series. It's only just started. I cried again today while rewatching it. It's just baffling that anime can be this good. There's only been 5 episodes. My interpretation of this anime might be a bit deeper than my typical analysis videos. There's still plenty of time for this anime to get bad. I think what the series does best is convey emotions. If the author wants us to laugh, we're gonna laugh. If he wants us to cry, we're gonna cry. I've even been wearing a condom this whole time just in case the author wants us to come. Just so good, you have to take a step back and admire it as a form of art. It's a bit early to be calling anything Anime of the Year. Keep talking about To Your Eternity. Peace out. It's only just started.
Huh? I am a delivery bug? What the hell? Why do you have to write it when it's obviously just that? Just show it! You don't have to write it! This is bad exposition! Oh! And what the hell? Why am I pointing at it? Are you stupid to realize what I'm pointing at? It's obviously gonna be the bug! Why am I pointing? Why am I pointing? This is bad exposition! And wait a second, why am I even narrating what is going on? Is it that hard to realize what is going on here? Why do I have to say it when it's obvious? It's obvious! And wait a second, what's with this comedy music in the background? Do I need music to make you understand what is going on? Bad exposition! Bad exposition! Okay, good writing. This is how you do it right. Okay, take 2. This is good writing about this bag. Perfect.